everybody, welcome to Bonus Collector. I almost said welcome to Bumuntu, but welcome to Bumuntu also. And today we're going to talk about this game called Bumuntu. I'm going to give it a little bit of love. This is a little rapid fire review and let you know how wonderful this game is. This game was in my top 10 for 2019 and deservedly so. There's nothing complex about it. It has an easy rule set. It plays very quickly, a half an hour it says on the box, 2 to 5 players, and it's designed by a guy named Tim Blank. And I really have fallen in love with this game. Laura and I play it quite a bit, and we really enjoy the fact that it's got some nice chunky tiles, the production's good, and it has a nice insert in the box, which is really cool. So that's, you know, it has to do with putting the game away and taking the game out, so that's pretty nice. And you get a whole bag of these chunky tiles, all represented. Let's see. You get a whole bag of these big chunky tiles, and there's 10 animals in this game, and you select 8 of them anytime you play the game. And there's 8 tiles for each animal, and on each tile is some sort of an icon, and that is what's going to tell you what you're going to take as far as a benefit after leaving that tile. And here's the way the game is played. To start the game, you simply take your marker, and this isn't the ones that come with the game, these are the ones that we use because they're cuter. But you take your marker and you're going to place it on a tile on the outside ring, and that's where you will start. And I would start right here because this zebra tile has a mask on it. Now why would I want that mask? Well, here's the mask. As you collect them are worth points, and this player screen tells you everything about scoring and moving in this game, and that is pretty cool. I really like this. It tells you how to take your turn, tells you what each animal does as far as their specific movement, and it tells you how the scoring board works and how the masks and the yawas work. And the yawas are another icon that's on the tiles. But the way this works is I don't get that tile until I leave it. So the other player would place their marker on the outside row of this player board, perhaps there, and then now I will make a decision as to where I want to go. And the way I do that is I'm on this zebra with the mask because I wanted that mask, and that zebra, it says on my board, move horizontally or vertically any number of spaces. So I can go this way or this way any number of spaces. I cannot pass through another player's marker, but I could go to this elephant, to this lion, or any one of these tiles along the bottom all the way to the end if I wish. And that's really how this game works. Each one of these animals has a separate movement, and I'll read some of them to you. Tarantula, move 1 or 2 spaces, then you may move any unoccupied animal tile to an empty space. And that's one of my favorite tiles, because once you leave that tarantula, you can do your movement to a tile that you wanted, and then you can spot another tile on the board and move it to an empty space near you so you can get that one next. So that's one of my favorite animals to use, the tarantula. The zebra, I already read that one. Chimpanzee, move diagonally any number of spaces. The flamingo is pretty cool. You get to, if you're on a flamingo and you're going to move, you fly up in the air and you can land on any other flamingo on the board and then move 1 space. And that's pretty cool. And you can even land on the one you left and then move 1 space. But you take that flamingo, the one you left. You always take the tile of the animal that you vacated. And that's how this game works. So you have to plan ahead constantly as to where you're going to end up. And that's the beauty of this game. Now, also what you're going to think about is, if you notice, some of these tiles have a solid brown square behind the animal. And when you take one of those, you get to adjust this scoreboard. And the scoreboard has these tiles, one representing every animal in the game, and you randomize them at the beginning of the game, lay them on the scoreboard, and then as the game goes on, whenever you pick up one of those solid brown tiles, it gives you the privilege of moving any 2 of these tiles, so you can flip-flop them. If you've got a lot of flamingos and you're going to try to collect those, and you want to move that flamingo up the scoreboard, and as you go up the scoreboard, more points are scored, and it works like 1st and 2nd place. So you've got, in this case, the chimpanzee right now, the one with the most chimpanzees would score 5, the one with the second most would score 2. 6 points for the flamingos if you got the most, 3 points for the 2nd place. 7 points for the elephants if you've got the most, and 3 points for 2nd place. And then if you've got like 6 or 7 of those of one specific animal, you want that this tile on the scoreboard to be up to the top where it says 2 points per. That's the highest score you can get on this scoreboard. So that's pretty cool. And there's just so much thought. It's an easy rule set, and abstract strategy games are like that. The rules are generally pretty easy. The theme is just non-existent or pasted on, which this is, but it's cute. It's got all these little animals on here, and I think it's pretty to look at. And the rule set's easy, but the game can be very deep and strategic. And this is no exception, because you're thinking about all of these moves on this card. When you land on one of those animals, you want to plan where you want to land and where you're going next every time you make a move. And that, folks, is how this game works. And you also, on a lot of these tiles, has a banana on here, and as you collect those tiles, you take these bananas and put them in front of you, and then they can pay for moves later on in the game. Maybe you're on a tile that you don't want to use because it's not going to allow you to move to where you want to be, so you at the start of your turn, it says here right in your turn order, play food chips, and that's optional, but you can play some bananas and maybe move 2 spaces to a tile you do want and take that action. So that's pretty cool. So you're thinking about all these things as you're playing this game. I love this game. It was in my top 10 for a reason in 2019. I think it's a very nice design game by Tim Blank, and I'm grown to love it. Please watch my Aqualin video that I did a couple of days ago, because it's an abstract strategy game like this. It just plays a little differently, but it's a wonderful game, and you can play this 1,000 times, and it'll be 1,000 different games, and that's the beauty of abstract strategy games, and that's the beauty of Bumuntu. I hope you like this game. Check it out. You won't be sorry, because it'll give you tons and tons and tons of replayability and wonderful gameplay. So that's it. That's Bumuntu. I love every one of you. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Keep on board gaming. It's the best hobby on the planet. See you next time on The Bones Collector. Bye-bye.